Have you ever been trapped in a relationship with a narcissist who emotionally abuses you, leaving you feeling drained, hurt, and lost? You crave an escape from this toxic spiral, but you're unsure where to begin. In this video, we'll explore 8 power moves that you can use to flip the script, driving the narcissist crazy and ultimately pushing them away. Get ready, because these strategies will help you reclaim your power, protect your heart, and rediscover true happiness. If you want to break free from the toxic relationship with a narcissist, comment 1 and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to hit subscribe to follow my upcoming videos. Before we embark on this counterattack journey, I want to emphasize that your safety is the top priority. The strategies I'm about to share are only suitable for situations where the narcissist causes emotional and psychological harm, not for those who tend toward violence. If you're in a life-threatening relationship where you live in constant fear and insecurity, please seek help from the authorities or victim support organizations. Do not attempt to face them on your own, as doing so could put you in danger. I understand that when the heart is wounded, we often seek a magic cure to heal those emotional scars. But remember, there is no shortcut to healing. The most important thing is to protect yourself, distance yourself from the source of harm, and seek support from loved ones or a mental health professional. Now, let's dive into the 8 power moves to make the narcissist lose their mind and eventually leave you. Don't miss a single second, because something special will be revealed at the end of the video. Have you ever been caught up in a relationship with a narcissist who emotionally drains you, leaving you hurt and disoriented? Do you long to break free from that toxic cycle but have no idea where to start? Number 1. Don't get dragged into arguments. One of the key traits of narcissists is that they feed their egos through conflict and negative emotions. They tend to stir the pot, creating tense situations and using others as emotional punching bags to vent their frustrations. However, when their prey refuses to engage in this game, narcissists will feel powerless and lose their mind. They lose their supply of negative emotions, their stage to perform and exert control. Much like a child throwing a tantrum who doesn't get their way, they'll end up frustrated and angry. So, one of the most effective strategies for dealing with a narcissist is to break their script. Don't get sucked into pointless arguments and don't react to their provocations or attacks. Stay calm, silent, and give them a blank stare. Your indifference will strip them of their power, and they'll eventually abandon their game. Number 2. Ignore them. Narcissists crave admiration, praise, and being the center of attention. This attention acts like their fuel, helping them maintain their fragile egos and the illusion of self-importance. When ignored, they feel hurt and react negatively. They may become angry, hostile, or even seek revenge on the person who dared to ignore them. Others might withdraw, creating distance and silence as a way to punish the other person. They might also use the ghosting tactic, suddenly disappearing and then reappearing to create insecurity and anxiety in their target. The ultimate goal is to pull the other person back into their web of control. However, when they are the ones being ignored, narcissists feel extremely uncomfortable and anxious. They'll do anything to regain attention, whether by suddenly showing up, sending a barrage of messages, or even stalking the person. This reveals their dependency on others' attention and their psychological instability. Number 3. Expose their fake personal. What drives a narcissist mad the most is the fear of being exposed for who they really are. For a narcissist, being revealed as weak, flawed, or personally failing is the worst thing that can happen, as it destroys the perfect image they've painstakingly crafted. In psychology, narcissists often have a very fragile ego, covered by a shell of arrogance and false self-importance. Deep down, they constantly live in fear that others will see through the cracks and recognize their insecurities and shortcomings. One effective strategy to exploit this weakness is to place them in social situations where they can't avoid or fake their way out. For example, by asking a direct question on a subject they've exaggerated or lied about in front of others, you force them to face the truth. However, Because narcissists avoid the truth at all costs, they will feel incredibly uncomfortable and agitated. They won't be able to answer without contradicting themselves, revealing their lack of confidence and exposing their lack of control. Are you dealing with a narcissist trying to destroy your life? Are you ready to fight back and take control for yourself? Share in the comments if you plan to apply any of the strategies I mentioned above. If you do, leave a number 2 in the comments, and if not, continue watching for more powerful tactics. Number 4. Be brutally honest. Ruthless honesty is a powerful tool when dealing with narcissists. These individuals possess fragile, vulnerable egos, heavily reliant on the positive reinforcement and validation of others to sustain their self-image. However, when you stop feeding them what they expect to hear, praise, blind acceptance, and instead present them with the uncomfortable truths they need to confront, you deliver a significant blow to their defense mechanisms. In psychology, confronting a narcissist with blunt truths, especially those that challenge their inflated ego, can cause what's known as a narcissistic injury. When you directly present them with realities they usually avoid or refuse to acknowledge, especially in situations where they've already been cornered, their reaction can be extremely volatile. Their fragile ego cannot handle being confronted with such truths, leading to emotional outbursts, panic, or outright meltdowns. Narcissists often spiral into a state of inner turmoil when faced with truths they cannot deny or manipulate. Number 5. Control the conversation. If you're dealing with a narcissist and want to regain control of your interactions, remember that they always try to control the situation, manipulate emotions, and steer conversations in their favor. To avoid falling into this trap, it's crucial to establish boundaries and stand your ground. For example, if a conversation becomes heated or veers into unhealthy territory, don't hesitate to walk away. This isn't just about protecting yourself, but also about showing that you no longer accept being manipulated. You can politely but firmly say, "Thank you, we'll continue when you're ready to speak respectfully." This sends a strong message. You are no longer allowing them to control the situation, you are the one in control. Another key step in maintaining control is having a clear plan or agenda when engaging with them. Narcissists often derail conversations, pulling you into unrelated issues or creating confusion with a barrage of information. By keeping the conversation limited to what you allow, you prevent them from leading you astray. If the discussion goes beyond that scope, or if they resort to manipulative tactics to distract you, simply stop the conversation. Number 6. Ignore their self-aggrandizing stories. When dealing with a narcissist, it's essential not to get drawn into the grandiose and exaggerated stories they often spin. Narcissists constantly seek to elevate themselves, sometimes embellishing events, achievements, or their roles to garner attention and admiration from others. The reality is, all this exaggeration serves as a mask to hide their deep-seated insecurities and lack of genuine self-confidence. An effective strategy here is to not take their self-promotional tales seriously. Instead, you can laugh it off or simply give them a knowing look that says, "You can't be serious, right?" This response not only undermines their confidence but also signals that you've seen through their attempts to manipulate your emotions. By doing this, you're stripping away their sense of power, showing them that their overblown self-promotion doesn't affect you. By applying these strategies, you'll find yourself in a position of strength, where the narcissist can no longer dominate or manipulate you. For example, when they start exaggerating an event or achievement, instead of responding with agreement or praise, you should calmly observe and perhaps offer just a slight smile or raise an eyebrow, letting them know that their inflated words have no effect on you. This reaction leaves them feeling confused and uncomfortable because their primary goal is to impress or manipulate your thoughts. Importantly, you don't need to directly challenge or criticize them. Doing so could provoke an angry or defensive reaction. Instead, maintain your stance. Avoid getting drawn into the whirlwind of exaggeration and emotional manipulation. This way, you not only retain control but also diminish the power that a narcissist often seeks to impose on others. Number 7. Intentional comparisons. One of the most effective tactics to deflate a narcissist's boastful ego is to compare them to someone more accomplished right in front of them. For a narcissist, constantly affirming themselves as the center and superior to others is crucial. They live in a state where they must always be on top, and any sense of inferiority, even from a minor comparison, can shatter the perfect image they've tried to build. When you compare them to someone more successful or outstanding in a particular area, you are striking directly at their deepest fear, the fear of being perceived as inferior. A narcissist's false confidence and bragging ego are built on surface-level things, and being measured against someone better threatens them instantly. For example, if you mention a colleague with outstanding achievements or a friend with remarkable skills in front of the narcissist, they will feel like you're tearing down the facade they've constructed, and this makes them extremely uncomfortable. Imagine saying to a narcissist, "I'm really impressed with how our colleague handled that big project. She did an excellent job." Immediately, the narcissist will feel dethroned by that compliment, even if it wasn't a direct critique of them. In their mind, you're not only praising someone else, but also implying they haven't achieved similar success. This causes an internal crisis, as narcissists cannot tolerate being seen as less capable or imperfect. Number 8. Setting personal boundaries. Narcissists often feel entitled to interfere, control, and impose themselves on your life without hesitation. That's why setting personal boundaries is critical when dealing with them. I often say in my videos that you must respect the narcissist's boundaries, but they will never feel the need to respect yours. To them, your boundaries don't exist. This makes establishing boundaries with a narcissist incredibly difficult, but it's essential if you want to maintain your autonomy and inner peace. How does this work? When you start setting firm boundaries, the narcissist feels challenged. Their mindset doesn't accept that you have the right to say no, or that there are limits they cannot cross. This drives them crazy because it disrupts the sense of power and control they always take for granted. So, what should you do? You must set boundaries that are as hard as steel, as solid as cement, whatever the strongest material you can think of. These boundaries are not only physical but also mental and emotional. Think of it as protecting not only your personal space, but also your emotions, thoughts, and values. These boundaries must be clear, non-negotiable, and, most importantly, enforced with firm decisiveness. For example, if the narcissist begins to interfere with your work or personal life inappropriately, rather than trying to compromise or back down, you need to deliver a clear message: "I don't allow this to happen." There's no need for lengthy arguments or explanations, just a firm and decisive statement. This puts them in a defensive position, as they cannot control or manipulate you when you stand firm on your boundaries. And so, we've explored 8 powerful strategies that empaths can use to fight back against narcissistic abusers. Remember, you are not a victim. You have the power to protect yourself and find true happiness. Be brave and determined in applying these strategies, and don't forget that you are not alone on this journey. There are always people who love and support you, so reach out to them when you need help. Please share this video to spread this useful information to even more people, and don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos. We wish you a speedy recovery from toxic relationships and a journey toward true peace and happiness.